That's not a
The allegations are that aiming at one party and ended up hitting another party. Those are the allegations. But I get your point. I get your point, Mr. Bird. Is he employed?
He's not. He's in the process of getting disability right now.
And he's going to stay in a shelter?
Yep, he's going to stay in the shelter. He doesn't mind staying in shelter. He'll do whatever he has to do to stay away from the complaining witnesses at this point in time. He's just asking for a one-time police escort to get some belongings.
Okay, I'll allow him a one-time police escort. I'm going to give him a benefit of the doubt in this matter, $50,000 personal bond, and I'm going to take him at his word. No contact with the complaining witnesses. You're not possessing any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. You cannot go back to the Virginia Park address except for a one-time escort to get your belongings. If he's willing to stay in a shelter during his pendency of the case and subject himself to that, I don't see a need for a tether at this point.
Yeah.
Probable cause February 3rd, preliminary examination February 10th, both in front of Judge Jack Kane. Step aside, sir. All right, we're down to the final four. What's your name, sir?
Green.
State your first name?
Green.
All right, this is case number 250-554-7801. Piece of the Michigan versus Aaron Green. Appearances, please.
Thank you, Magistrate. Steve Benson, P71917.
Yes, Your Honor. Brandon Bird on behalf of R.A. Green. My client waives his right to the formal reading and will stand mute.
Court not guilty plea to Mr. Green, given the nature of the charge is carrying a concealed weapon. Any objection to personal bond?
Yes, objection from the people.
What's the objection?
Because we're going to be asking for cash. We find the defendant to be a danger. He has an ongoing CCW case right now that he was arraigned for in circuit court. He's on a personal bond. He actually has a competency hearing scheduled for February 7th. In addition to that ongoing case, he has an ongoing case for assault of a prison employee, and he was given $150,000 personal bond on that. Different incident. I believe it's as a direct result of the CCW case. He has a competency hearing scheduled for February 7th, 2025 regarding that matter. So while he's on two personal bonds, two ongoing cases, one of those cases being a CCW case, he's found in possession of a loaded firearm. We find him to be a danger as a direct result of that. I'm sure there was a condition in the other CCW case, no weapons or firearms. Now we have him found with a loaded firearm, and the assault of the prison employee shows that he has the propensity to be assaulted. So I apologize, Magistrate. I know on its face it just looks like a CCW offense, but this defendant has multiple things going on here. I will invoke the argument of 7656A that the defendant was on two personal bonds at the time, and we find him to be a danger.
Mr. Byrd?
24-year-old lifelong resident, Your Honor. Indicates that he has one child, lives with a friend. Multiple things going on, and we see that he's going to do for competency on those matters right now. It's true, Your Honor. This allegation in itself is non-assaultive. If he is out on those bonds, which I trust on what Mr. Vincent, is aligned to the court about, then the court has those ability. The court has the ability to revoke those bonds. He's been doing good right now, Your Honor. He's been attending anger management classes 2 days a week in person, class for GED, been in cognitive therapy. He's been doing good, Your Honor. Trying to further himself, and that's due to probation situation in which he's been making good progress. We're going to ask this court particularly for a personal bond. The court's not inclined to that, man. A reasonable low 10% bond seemed fit by the court, even though he wouldn't be able to afford anything. So ideally, we would want a personal bond.
$5,000 cash surety. While his case is pending, you're not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. Excuse me, what about this? Excuse me.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Yes.
While his case is pending, sir, you're not to possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. While his case is pending, for whatever it's worth. Bond redetermination hearing. Monday, January 27th. 9 a.m. in front of Chief Judge, 9 a.m. in front of Chief Judge McConaughey. Probable cause February 3rd in front of Judge Kevin Robbins. Preliminary examination February 10th in front of Judge Jefferson. And I'm going to change that. Instead of $5,000 cash surety, I'm thinking $5,000 cash 10%.
Thank you, Magistrate.
You're welcome.
And you say,
All right.
what was that change, John? I'm sorry.
I'll change from $5,000 cash to $5,000 cash 10%.
Thank you, John.
And bond redetermination on Monday. On that, Mr. Green. Step aside, sir. Sure. Okay, state your name slowly, sir.
Sorry, take it in.
All right. Asari Takadine, case number 250-554-6901. People say Michigan versus Asari Takadine. Or Takadine Asari, if I got it mixed up. Appearances, please.
Thank you, Magistrate. Vincent P. 719.
And yes, Your Honor, Brandon Bird on behalf of Takadine, sorry. My client waives his right to the formal reading and will stand mute.
And
Hopefully, on 9:50 on behalf of your client, bond recommendation from the people.
Magistrate.
Can we
No.
cut this noise down? Sorry, Mr. Vincent.
That's all right. That's
DDC, can you keep the background noise at a minimum, please? All right, go ahead, Mr. Vincent.
all right. Thanks. Thank you both. I can see it being charged with the FA and the FF. He doesn't have any priors. The people would just be, we wouldn't be objecting to the personal. We're just asking for a no contact and no weapons. If he has any other weapons, to defer those to whoever, the police, the authorities. And I think you guys can see the reasons why. Allegedly, the defendant ended up pulling this gun to another person. That person didn't have a firearm, was defenseless. So respectfully, if we can get the personal bond in those conditions, we wouldn't be objecting.
No objection, Your Honor.
If I read this correctly, he's a CPO holder, is that correct?
Yeah, that's what kind of struck me, was the idea that the other individual wasn't armed, wasn't harming the individual, but yet he uses a gun and allegedly points it at him. That's why I was asking for if he does have any other weapons to concede those to authorities through the pendency of the case.
Okay, $10,000 personal bond. While his case is pending, sir, you're not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. No contact with the complaining witness. I know when I read this early this morning, the fact struck me as kind of unusual in the sense that the complaining witness was, I can't officially say the aggressor, but was the instigator, I think is a better word, based on this investigative report in terms of wanting the defendant to move his parked vehicle. And then an argument ensued, and allegedly the defendant pulled out a gun on him. I could potentially see why an argument could be made with tensions escalating. He may have been trying to be preventive and may have pulled it out in self-defense to protect him. And an argument could be made that the defendant was minding his own business. And I can't say assaulted, but the instigator of this could arguably was the complaining witness. So I note that for the record as well. And coupled with the fact that he's a CPL holder, I think he does need a personal bond as warranted in this situation, just to be on the safe side, not to possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. They're neighbors, so I don't think there should be a problem with them staying apart from each other. Probable cause February 3rd, preliminary examination February 10th. Step aside, sir. For Judge Giles.
Calm down. I thought you said you was trying to save your breath, you know.
He saw something in that one.
I did see something in that one. You know, I'm touched by situations where CPL holders minding their own business, and then an argument, he's accosted by the complaining witness, and an argument could be made that he was trying to de-escalate the situation, pull a gun out, step back, go about his business. I can see an argument very, very well. I see both sides of it.
Yeah. We're on the woman's side though now, Your Honor.
Okay.
Is Lucas a female?
Yes, female. One got two left. Lucas and McCarter.
Who's next that you? Hello? Hello?
All right, on the female side?
Okay, so you need two females, right?
Yeah, don't tell me there are three.
Nah, that's cool. Okay.
Okay. That's a joy juice, Mr. Bird.
You said what?
That's a joy juice.
I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go like this, so we so I don't give out free promotion on YouTube. So, okay, I'm gonna just go like this.
That's a joy juice.
Paying me. Oh yeah, this gives you some money. They're not paying me enough to talk about them good, so
All right.
no free advertisement around this.
Just so you guys are aware, I'm not going to be objecting on the McCarter to a personal bond on the, just to give you a heads up, Mr. Bird, I am going to be asking for a tether on the
On which one, Mr. Benson?
Lucas. Yeah.
Okay. All right, what's your name, ma'am?
Lindsay Lucas.
All right, this is case number 250-554-6701, Peterson, Michigan versus Lindsay Lucas. Appearances, please.
Steve Benson for the people.
Yes, Your Honor. Brandon Bird on behalf of Lucas, my client, waives her right to formal reading with advice for right.
I'm gonna write your stuff down. Okay.
All right, the court will enter not guilty plea on behalf of your client. Argument is the bond, Mr. Vincent.
Magistrate, this one's interesting because it's not being charged as an AWIM or an FA. You can see allegedly how it's articulated in the investigator's report, but we do have the discharge from the defendant of a weapon at the complainant's residence, admittedly by the defendant at 3 a.m. So the people feel as though there is an inherent danger in firing a gun in a residential area. It does appear that the defendant sought out the complainant, at least the way that I'm reading it, whether or not she was shooting at her. So at this time, we're not going to be objecting to the personal. We are going to be requesting the tether with a curfew as a result of the dangerousness that the defendant posed to the complaint and the community, for that matter, firing a gun, whoever she was firing it at, and at the very least up in the air because those bullets land somewhere. The curfew for the time of day that this occurred at 3 a.m.
Mr. Byrd?
No objection to the personal bond. This is a weird case, man. It's an ongoing issue. The complaining witness is actually her boyfriend is actually the father of the complaining witness child. And it's going to be best for both of them to have no contact. My client indicates to us she didn't just show up over there to seek out the complaining witness. She showed up, and child's father asked her to pick him up from that location.
At 3 a.m. in the morning?
At 3 a.m. in the morning. And she came. She actually indicates to us that she was she sat a couple hours down. Indicates the reason that the gun was fired into the air was to stop the complaining witness from chasing her with a knife. There's multiple things that's going on. She has been through multiple threats with the complaining witness. Complaining witness takes her Facebook profile and stalks her. There's multiple things going on. My client was a valid CPL holder, expired. So when I say that, it shows that she has been somewhat responsible with her life to get a CPL license. You have to.
Okay, I understand that, Mr. Byrd. I understand that, but how does that go to tether to make sure that these parties stay apart from each other?
She doesn't want to be around him. And she understands that her father can't call her over there. Can't call her over there anyway because it'll get her into what she doesn't want to be in. She has 2 kids, in which she has to take them around, take to school, and everything else. She's not trying to lose her privileges. She's not trying to lose any time. So she's not going to violate anything that the court gives her.
You know what, Mr. Byrd? There's a lot that you said that goes in favor of your client. Former CPL holder, whatever. But whenever you're riding around allegedly with a gun at 3 a.m. in the morning, that's just a recipe for danger.
It is, Your Honor, but also Detroit City, riding around Detroit City at 3 a.m. in the morning. When she indicates pick up from her child's father, I'm not saying it's right to ride around with a gun on you when you don't have a valid CPL. I'm not to make that argument, but I'm also saying this is one of the most dangerous cities in America. At 3 a.m. in the morning, when you might run out of gas, your car might go down.
I understand that, and in fairness to her, she fired it as a warning shot, and she didn't aim it at anybody. So that shows at least an argument could be made some restraint on that part, because if she wanted it, the argument could be made that if she wanted to shoot at the complaining witness, she certainly could have well have done so. And I don't know, Mr. Vincent, and I don't know the past history between these parties. So we will, you know, I'm kind of on the fence with respect to the tether. Go ahead, Mr. Vincent, you have the last word.
I mean, we're talking about a woman that this defendant apparently ended up shooting her gun off because that person had a knife, right? This gal's in her car. I mean, now because somebody's coming out allegedly with a knife she had gotten to the house. I mean, we got to look at it for what it is.
That's what I'm trying to do, Mr. Vincent.
I know.
That's what I'm trying to do, and that's why I'm torn on this one. I can understand. I can understand a reaction in terms of yes, you know, they may have a knife, but you don't know what else they may have, and like back off. You fire a warning shot. I mean business. It wasn't aimed at her. She didn't intend. An argument could be made. She didn't intend to shoot her. It was just a warning shot. Back up. Knife or any other weapon. I think that's kind of an argument could be made. That's kind of normal human behavior. If you see imminent danger coming towards you, back off.
I mean,
fire a warning shot. But your point is well taken, Mr. Vincent. But I'm not sure. You know, when you're in a fight or flight mode, you think rationally to go into. You know, I got to go in my car. I got to turn around. You're thinking survival. And
yeah.
And so, as I said, I'm on the fence with the tether, and I'm not going to give her a tether. The more I think about it, I said the fact that she was a CPO holder one time, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. And like I said, if she really, in my mind, if she really intended to harm that woman, she very well could have. And so I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, $40,000 personal bond, no GPS tether at this time. No contact with the complaining witness. And I don't want you on that block. You stay away from anything that says Linwood. You cannot go on Linwood Street for anything. Probable cause February 3rd, preliminary examination February 10th from Judge Melina Taylor. In addition, like I said, no handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. Step aside, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a seat on the bench. Mr. Carter, have a seat in that chair. I'll talk to you after we're done.
Mr. Bird, you persuaded me. Okay, Ms. Tanisha Carter. It's case number 240-605-9901. People say Michigan versus Tanisha Carter. Appearances, please.
Steve Benson for the people.
Yes, Your Honor. Brandon Bird on behalf of McCarter. Client waives the right to formal reading and will stay in mute.
All right, the court of not guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Carter. Bond recommendation from the people.
Not going to be objecting to a personal. We would be asking for a condition that no being a cashier through the pendency of the case if this defendant has aspirations of doing so. Allegedly, she ended up taking all the money in the cash register at a place where she was working at.
Okay, I'm not going to deprive her of any future possible employment. $1,000 personal bond. Mr. Bird, is she still employed at St. Mark?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Can I go back to Save Mart? Probable cause February 3rd, preliminary examination February 10th, both in front of Judge Jefferson. That concludes the docket.
All right, now everybody have a great one.
Weekends are
All
tough,
right.
man. I'm going to trade off on these. I'm going to try to find somebody else. Between the two of you guys, man.
No.
All right,
Don't be
man.
weak. Don't be weak, Mr. Vincent. Don't be weak.
No, I'm not
Stay
trying to be
strong.
weak.
Stay
I'm
strong.
just going a different way. Hey, Magistrate, it's always good to see you.
All right, take care.
All right, see you.